This principle, when understood and applied with unwavering faith, will catapult you into a realm of infinite possibilities, where your deepest desires manifest with effortless grace. The principle I speak of is encapsulated in these simple yet powerful words: act like you are already winning. Now you may ask, Neville, how can I act as if I'm winning when my current reality shows no signs of victory? And to that, I say, my dear friends, your physical senses are but a shadow of the true reality that exists within your imagination. For it is in the realm of imagination that all things are born. And it is through the power of your conscious assumption that these imaginal acts are made flesh. Consider for a moment the nature of your own consciousness. Are you not, at this very instant, the operant power of your world? Is not your consciousness the very substance from which all your experiences are molded? I tell you with absolute certainty that your consciousness is the one only reality. All that you perceive in the outer world is but a reflection, a shadow of the beliefs and assumptions you hold within. To act as if you are already winning is to align your consciousness with the state of the wish fulfilled. It is to clothe yourself in the feeling of the wish accomplished, to breathe the air of success, to walk in the shoes of the victor long before any physical evidence presents itself. This, my friends, is the art of revision, the spiritual practice of reimagining your life from the vantage point of your past. Let us delve deeper into this concept. When you act as if you are already winning, you are not engaging in mere positive thinking or empty affirmations. No, you are participating in a far more potent and transformative process. You are, in essence, rewriting the script of your life. You are stepping into the skin of your ideal self, embodying the very essence of success and victory. Imagine, if you will, a great actor preparing for a role. Does the actor wait until opening night to embody the character? Of course not. The actor begins to live and breathe as the character long before stepping onto the stage. They study the character's mannerisms, adopt their way of speaking, and even begin to think as the character would think. In the same way, you must become the actor in the grand play of your life, assuming the role of the victorious, accomplished version of yourself. But remember, this is not a performance for others. It is a performance for yourself, for your own subconscious mind. Your subconscious does not distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is physically experienced. When you consistently act as if you are already winning, your subconscious mind accepts this new self-concept as fact and begins to work tirelessly to align your outer world with this inner conviction. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Neville, isn't this a form of self-deception? Am I not lying to myself? To this I say emphatically no. You are not deceiving yourself. You are awakening to your true nature. You are recognizing that the power to shape your reality lies within you, not in external circumstances or the opinions of others. Consider the words of the psalmist. I have said, "Ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High." Psalm 82:6. This is not mere poetic language, my friends. It is a profound statement of truth. You are indeed a god in your own universe, possessing the divine power to create and shape your reality through the power of your imagination and assumption. To act as if you are already winning is to claim your birthright. It is to step into the role of the creator, molding the clay of your life experience with the sure hands of unwavering faith and conviction. It is to recognize that the kingdom of heaven is indeed within you, and that this kingdom is a state of consciousness, a realm of infinite possibility where all things are possible to those who believe. Let us pause for a moment and reflect on the implications of this truth. If you truly are the operant power in your world, if your consciousness is the one and only reality, then it follows that the only limits to your success are those you have accepted in your own mind. The barriers you perceive, the obstacles that seem to block your path, exist only because you have given them life through your belief in their reality. But just as you have the power to create these limitations, you have the power to dissolve them. By acting as if you are already winning, you withdraw your created power from the unwanted conditions in your life. You cease to water the weeds of doubt, fear, and limitation, and instead nurture the seeds of success, abundance, and victory. This principle applies to every area of your life. Whether you seek success in your career, harmony in your relationships, abundance in your finances, or radiant health in your body, the key lies in assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Act as if you already possess the success you desire. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, the sense of accomplishment that would be yours if your desire were already a physical fact. Let me share with you a personal experience that illustrates the power of this principle. Many years ago, when I first arrived in New York City, I was a young man with big dreams but empty pockets. I longed to live in a particular apartment building one that was far beyond my means at the time. Instead of accepting my current circumstances as final, I began to act as if I already lived in that coveted apartment. Each day, as I walked past the building, I would pause and imagine myself entering as a resident. I would feel the cool marble of the lobby beneath my feet, smell the fresh flowers always present in the foyer, and experience the satisfaction of inserting my key into the lock of my own front door. I lived in this imaginal apartment so vividly and consistently that it became more real to me than my actual living quarters. To the amazement of my friends and family, within a matter of weeks, a series of unexpected events unfolded that led to me not only renting an apartment in that very building, but doing so at a rate I could easily afford. This, my dear friends, is the power of acting as if you are already winning. It is the power of living from the end, of making your desires so vivid and so real in your imagination that it has no choice but to externalize in your physical reality. Now, I can hear some of you thinking, but Neville, surely it can't be that simple. Don't we need to take action in the physical world to achieve our goals? And to this I say yes. Action is indeed necessary. But understand, this inspired action flows naturally and effortlessly when you have fully embodied the state of the wish fulfilled. When you act as if you are already winning, you naturally begin to think, speak, and behave in ways that align with your desired outcome. You make decisions from the perspective of the person who has already achieved their goal. You carry yourself with the confidence and poise of a winner. And as a result, opportunities that were always present but previously invisible to you suddenly come into focus. This is not to say that challenges will not arise. They most certainly will. But when you are firmly established in the consciousness of already having won, these challenges are transformed. They cease to be insurmountable obstacles and instead become stepping stones, opportunities for growth and expansion. You meet them not with fear and doubt, but with the calm assurance of one who knows the end result is already secured. Let us now explore how you can begin to apply this principle in your daily life. The first step is to clearly define your desire. What does winning look like to you? Be specific. See it in your mind's eye with crystal clarity. Feel it with all the intensity of your being. Make it so real that if you were to open your eyes, you would be surprised to find it not physically present. Next, you must persist in this new assumption. Remember, your current circumstances are the result of your past thoughts and beliefs. They have no power to prevent your new assumption from bearing fruit unless you give them that power. Persist in your new mental diet, feasting on thoughts and feelings that align with your desire, and starving any doubts or contradictory thoughts that may arise. Throughout your day, ask yourself, how would I act if I were already living my desired reality? How would I carry myself? How would I speak to others? What decisions would I make? Then, with childlike faith and simplicity, act accordingly. This is not about pretending or putting on a show for others. It is about aligning your entire being with the vibrational frequency of your desire. Understand, my dear friends, that this principle is not about forcing change through sheer willpower. It is about allowing change to unfold naturally as you shift your consciousness. It is about recognizing that the outer world is a reflection of your inner world, and that by changing the inner, you inevitably change the outer. As you embark on this journey of acting as if you are already winning, you may encounter moments of doubt. You may look at your current circumstances and be tempted to abandon your new assumption. In these moments, I urge you to remember that what you are seeing is the lingering shadow of past beliefs. It is the harvest of seeds planted long ago. Your new assumption, if persisted in faithfully, will in due time bear its own fruit. Consider the words of the Apostle Paul: faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Hebrews 11:1. This is not mere religious rhetoric, my friends. It is a profound metaphysical truth. Your faith, your unwavering assumption of the reality of your desire, is the very substance from which your desire will be molded in the physical world. Let me share with you another principle that goes hand in hand with acting as if you are already winning. This principle is the law of reversibility. Simply put, this law states that if a certain mental attitude produces a certain set of conditions, then holding to that set of conditions will reproduce that mental attitude. In practical terms, this means that by consistently acting as if you are already winning, you will inevitably begin to feel like a winner. And as you continue to feel like a winner, you will naturally act more and more like one. It becomes a self-reinforcing cycle, a virtuous spiral that propels you ever upward towards the full manifestation of your desire. Now, some of you may be wondering, Neville, what if I falter? What if I find myself slipping back into old patterns of thought and belief? To this, I say, be gentle with yourself. Remember that you are breaking lifelong habits of thought. It is natural for old patterns to resurface from time to time. When this happens, simply acknowledge it without judgment, and then gently but firmly return to your new assumption. Think of it as training a puppy. When the puppy wanders off, you don't berate it or give up on the training. You simply lovingly bring it back to where it should be. In the same way, when your mind wanders back to old patterns of thought, gently but firmly bring it back to the assumption of your wish fulfilled. As you persist in this practice, you will find that staying in the state of the wish fulfilled becomes easier and more natural. What once required conscious effort becomes second nature. You begin to live from the state of already having won, and your outer world has no choice but to conform to this new inner reality. Let us now turn our attention to a crucial aspect of acting as if you are already winning, the role of gratitude. Gratitude is not merely a virtuous sentiment, it is a powerful creative force. When you express genuine gratitude for your desire, as if it were already fulfilled, you align yourself vibrationally with its manifestation. Consider this: can you be truly grateful for something you don't believe you have or will have? Of course not. Therefore, the very act of feeling sincere gratitude for your desire is a powerful affirmation of its reality in your consciousness. It is a declaration to the universe, to your subconscious mind, that your desire is not a vague hope for the future, but a present fact. I urge you, my dear friends, to make gratitude a cornerstone of your practice. Each night as you retire to bed, and each morning as you rise, take a few moments to feel profound gratitude for the fulfillment of your desire. Feel it not as something that will happen, but as something that has already happened. Let the warmth of gratitude fill your entire being, knowing that as you do so, you are watering the seeds of your manifestation. Now let us address a question that often arises when discussing this principle, Neville. What about the desires of others? What if my winning means someone else must lose? This, my friends, is a misconception born of a belief in limitation. In the infinite abundance of the universe, there is more than enough for everyone to win. When you act as if you are already winning, you are not taking anything away from anyone else. Instead, you are tapping into the limitless supply of the universe. You are aligning yourself with the creative power of the cosmos, a power that knows no lack, no limitation. Your winning does not necessitate another's loss. In fact, as you elevate your own consciousness to the level of winning, you inevitably lift others around you. Think of it this way: when you light a candle, does it diminish the light of other candles in the room? Of course not. It only adds to the overall illumination. In the same way, your success, your winning, only adds to the collective good. It inspires others, creates opportunities for others, and contributes to the expansion of possibilities for all. As we delve deeper into this principle, let us explore its application in various aspects of life. In your career, acting as if you are already winning means carrying yourself with the confidence and authority of someone who has already achieved their professional goals. It means making decisions not from a place of fear or scarcity, but from a place of abundance and certainty. In your relationships, it means treating yourself and others with the love, respect, and appreciation that characterize your ideal relational state. It means interacting with others not from a place of need or lack, but from a place of fullness and completeness. In your health and well-being, it means embodying the vitality, energy, and radiant health that you desire. It means treating your body as the temple of perfect health that it is, nourishing it with wholesome foods, invigorating it with joyful movement, and allowing it to rest and rejuvenate as needed. In your spiritual life, acting as if you are already winning means living from a place of deep inner peace, unshakable faith, and profound connection to the divine. It means approaching each day with the wonder and curiosity of one who knows they are on a sacred journey of continuous growth and expansion. As you apply this principle across all areas of your life, you will begin to notice a remarkable transformation. The person you are becoming, this version of you who acts as if they are already winning, will begin to feel more real, more authentic than the old self ever did. This is because you are aligning with your true nature, your higher self, the divine spark within you that knows no limitations. But remember, my dear friends, this transformation is not about becoming someone else. It is about becoming more fully yourself. It is about shedding the limiting beliefs and false identities that have held you back and stepping into the fullness of who you truly are. As you continue on this journey, you may encounter resistance from others. Those around you may not understand the changes they see in you. They may question your new attitude, your new way of being. Do not let this deter you. Remember, they are seeing you through the lens of their own limitations, their own cliches about what is possible. Your task is not to convince others of the validity of your new state. Your task is simply to persist in it, to live from it with such conviction that your outer world has no choice but to conform to this new inner reality. As you do so, those around you will either rise to meet you at your new level, or they will naturally fall away, making room for new relationships that resonate with your elevated state of being. Now let us address a crucial point, the timing of your manifestation. As you act as if you are already winning, you may find yourself growing impatient for the physical evidence of your desire. You may be tempted to constantly check for signs of its manifestation, to anxiously await its arrival. I urge you, resist this temptation. Remember, in the realm of the infinite, time as we know it does not exist. Your desire is already fulfilled in the eternal now. Your task is not to make it happen, but to align yourself with its reality. Trust in the perfect unfolding of the universe. Know that your desire is making its way to you through the most efficient means possible. In the meantime, enjoy the journey. Find joy in the process of becoming. Revel in the excitement of watching your life transform. For in truth, the journey of becoming is just as valuable, just as rewarding as the achievement of the goal itself. As we near the conclusion of our discourse, I want to impress upon you the importance of persistence. Acting as if you are already winning is not a one-time event. It is not something you do for a day or a week and then abandon. It is a way of life, a constant state of being. Just as a farmer does not plant seeds one day and uproot them the next to check for growth, you must not constantly uproot your assumption to check for results. Plant the seed of your desire firmly in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. Water it daily with the assumption of its fulfillment, and then have faith in the natural process of growth. Remember, my dear friends, that you are not alone in this journey. The same power that created the universe flows through you. The same intelligence that orchestrates the dance of galaxies is at work in your life, bringing about the fulfillment of your desires. Trust in this power. Align yourself with it by maintaining the unwavering assumption of your wish fulfilled. In closing, I want to leave you with this thought: the state of winning, of success, of fulfillment, is not something external to be achieved. It is a state of consciousness to be assumed. As you act as if you are already winning, you are not pretending or deceiving yourself. You are aligning with your true nature, your higher self, the divine within you that knows no limitations. So go forth, my dear friends, and live boldly from the state of your wish fulfilled. Act as if you are already winning, for in the deepest reality, you already have won. The game was rigged in your favor from the start. You are the author of your own story, the creator of your own reality. Claim your power, embrace your divinity, and watch in awe as the universe moves mountains to bring your desires into manifestation. Remember, the world is yourself pushed out. As you assume the feeling of already having won, as you embody the state of your wish fulfilled, you set in motion forces beyond your comprehension. You activate the law of attraction, drawing to yourself people, circumstances, and opportunities that align with your new self-concept. Let your every thought, word, and action spring from this new state of being. Let your inner conversation reflect the reality of your desire fulfilled. Speak to yourself and others as the person who has already achieved their goals would speak. Carry yourself with the quiet confidence of one who knows their success is assured. And above all, have faith. Faith not as a mere belief, but as the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Let your faith be unshakable, for it is the very force that will move mountains and part seas to bring about the manifestation of your desire. As we conclude, I want you to take a moment to fully embrace this truth. Close your eyes, if you will, and feel the reality of your desire fulfilled. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, the sense of accomplishment. Let it permeate every cell of your being. Breathe it in. Let it fill your lungs, your heart, your entire body. Now, with this feeling firmly established within you, go forth into your day. Let this feeling be the lens through which you view the world. Let it inform your every interaction, your every decision. For as you do so, you are literally reshaping your reality, molding it to match your inner vision. Remember, my dear friends, you are divine beings, co-creators with the infinite. The power to shape your reality lies within you. It always has, and it always will. By choosing to act as if you are already winning, you are claiming this power, stepping into your divine birthright. So I say to you, with all the love and conviction in my heart, act as if you are already winning. For in the deepest, truest sense, you already have won. The victory is yours. Claim it, embody it, live from it, and watch in awe as your outer world transforms to match your inner reality. Go now and create the life of your dreams. For you are the operant power, the divine creative force, the I am presence in your world. And all things are possible to you. Blessings upon you all, and may your journey be filled with joy, wonder, and the sweet satisfaction of desires fulfilled. Let us begin by understanding that wealth, in its truest essence, is not about the accumulation of material possessions or the numbers in your bank account. True wealth is a state of being, a consciousness of abundance that permeates every aspect of your life. As I have always taught, your imagination is the God in man. And it is through your imagination that you can assume the state of wealth and bring it into your physical reality. Now you might ask, Neville, how do we act as if we are wealthy? How do we cultivate this consciousness of abundance? The answer, my beloved friends, lies in the understanding and application of the law of assumption. For you see, to act as if you are wealthy is not about pretending or deceiving yourself, but about assuming the natural state of abundance that is your birthright. Imagine, if you will, the wealthiest version of yourself. See this version of you moving through life with ease and confidence, free from financial worries, generously sharing your abundance, and living a life of purpose and fulfillment. Feel the peace, the joy, the sense of security that this wealthy self possesses. This is not a fantasy, my dear ones, but a reality that exists in the realm of infinite possibilities. Your task is to bring this reality into your present experience through the power of assumption. As you assume the state of being wealthy, you must maintain unwavering faith in this new self-concept. Remember, faith is nothing more than loyalty to unseen realities. The wealthy version of you exists, even if your physical senses cannot yet perceive it. Your faith in this unseen reality is what will bridge the gap between your current state and your desired state of wealth. Now, let us delve deeper into the practical application of acting as if you are wealthy through the law of assumption. The first step is to clearly define what wealth means to you. Perhaps financial freedom, the ability to travel the world, the power to make a difference in others' lives, or simply the peace of mind that comes with abundance. Whatever wealth means to you, define it with clarity and precision. Once you have identified your personal definition of wealth, create a vivid mental image of yourself embodying this state of wealth. See yourself confidently making financial decisions, generously giving to causes you care about, enjoying luxurious experiences, or simply living each day free from financial stress. Visualize yourself moving through the world with the ease and grace of someone who knows that abundance is their natural state. As you create these mental images, remember that you are not merely daydreaming or engaging in wishful thinking. You are, in fact, entering into the very state of consciousness that will manifest these realities in your physical experience. For consciousness is the only reality, and what you assume is true in your imagination must inevitably express itself in your outer world. Now, my dear friends, I must emphasize that this practice of assumption is not a one-time event, but a continuous process. Just as you would not expect a seed to grow into a mighty oak overnight, you must not expect instant results in your journey of embodying wealth. The key is persistence and patience. Each day, take time to enter into the state of consciousness of your wealthy self. Feel the naturalness of being this person. Experience the joy, the peace, the sense of abundance that comes with living a wealthy life. As you persist in this practice, you will find that your outer actions begin to align with this inner state. You may notice that you naturally begin to make choices that support your wealthy self-concept. You might find yourself drawn to opportunities for financial growth, feeling inspired to learn about investments, or experiencing a newfound confidence in your ability to create and manage wealth. These are not coincidences, my beloved, but the natural outward expressions of your inner assumption. Remember, the outer world is nothing more than a reflection of your inner state. As you assume the state of being wealthy, the universe must rearrange itself to match this assumption. This is the law, and the law always works. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Neville, what about my current financial situation? What if I'm struggling with debt or limited income? To this I say, do not be discouraged by temporary circumstances. They are merely the shadows of past thinking, and they hold no power over your future. unless you give them that power through your attention and belief. When you encounter financial challenges, return to your practice of assumption. Step once again into the consciousness of your wealthy self. Feel the abundance, the security, the unwavering knowing that all your needs are met and more. From this state of consciousness, you will find the inner resources to overcome any financial obstacle. Moreover, understand that true wealth is not about hoarding resources or living in excess. It is about cultivating a state of abundance that allows you to live shyly and generously. Your wealthy self is not a miser counting coins, but a channel through which abundance flows, blessing both yourself and others. As you continue on this journey of acting as if you are wealthy, you may find that your definition of wealth itself evolves. What once seemed like unattainable luxury may transform into a natural expression of your abundant nature. This is the magic of living from the end being the state of consciousness of your ideal wealthy self. Now let us explore another crucial aspect of acting as if you are wealthy, the power of your self-talk. The words you speak to yourself, both silently and aloud, shape your self-concept and, consequently, your reality. To embody wealth, you must cultivate wealthy thinking and speaking. Begin to speak to yourself as if you were already the wealthiest version of yourself. Instead of saying, I can't afford that, affirm, I choose to allocate and resources differently. Rather than lamenting, I never have enough money, declare, I am constantly attracting wealth and abundance into my life. These are not mere positive affirmations, my dear ones. They are declarations of your true state of being, which your outer world must inevitably reflect. As you reshape your self-talk, you are literally reprogramming your subconscious mind. And it is from the subconscious that all your financial behaviors and habits spring forth. By consistently speaking to yourself as a wealthy individual, you are planting seeds in the fertile soil of your subconscious, seeds that will grow into the fruits of financial abundance in your life. Remember, my beloved friends, that your every word is a decree going forth to shape your reality. Therefore, choose your words wisely. Speak of yourself and your life in terms of abundance, prosperity, and wealth. As you do so, you will find that your actions naturally begin to align with these words. Now let us address a common misconception about acting as if you are wealthy. Many believe that this practice requires spending money recklessly or pretending to have resources you don't possess. But I tell you, true wealth consciousness is not about external displays, but about an inner knowledge of your infinite worth and the abundance that is your birthright. Think of it this way. Does a king need to constantly assert his kingship? Does a millionaire need to prove their wealth to others? No, they simply are who they are, confident in their state of being. In the same way, when you fully embody the consciousness of your wealthy self, you need not prove anything to anyone. Your wealth becomes a natural, unquestionable aspect of who you are. This is why the practice of assumption is so crucial. By consistently assuming the state of your wealthy self, you are not pretending to be wealthy, but allowing your natural state of abundance to express itself through you. As you continue on this journey of acting as if you are wealthy, you may encounter moments of doubt or uncertainty, especially when faced with financial challenges. In these moments, I urge you to return to the fundamental truth. You are not seeking to become something you are not. You are simply awakening to the wealthy being you have always been beneath the surface of limiting beliefs and circumstances. Your task is not to create wealth, but to uncover and express the abundance that is inherent in your divine nature. For you are made in the image of God, and God is the very embodiment of infinite abundance and prosperity. Now let us explore the role of imagination in acting as if you are wealthy. Your imagination is not merely a tool for idle fantasy, but the very workshop in which you forge counter reality. Use your imagination deliberately and consistently to reinforce your wealthy self-concept. Each night as you lay down to sleep, imagine a scene that implies you are living as your wealthy self. Perhaps you see of making a significant charitable donation, or you feel the satisfaction of achieving a major financial goal. Make this imaginative scene as vivid and real as possible. Engage all your senses. Feel the emotions associated with this expression of wealth. As you fall asleep in this state, you are impressing your subconscious mind with the reality of your wealthy nature. And it is from the subconscious that all change begins. Your subconscious mind, impressed with new self-concept, will work tirelessly through the night to align your outer world with this inner truth. Remember, it is not a period of inactivity, but a time when your subconscious mind is most receptive to new impressions. By falling asleep in the consciousness of your wealthy self, you are planting seeds that will bear fruit in your waking life. As you awaken each morning, take a moment to recall and re-enter the state of consciousness of your wealthy self before you begin your day. Feel the confidence, the sense of security, the joy that comes with being this version of you. From this state of consciousness, you will naturally make choices and take actions aligned with your wealthy nature throughout the day. Now, my dear friends, I want to address a question that may be arising in the base. What about hard work and effort? Isn't wealth about earning and saving? To this I say, true wealth transcends the traditional concepts of earning and saving. When you operate from the state of being your wealthy self, opportunities for financial growth naturally present themselves. And wise financial decisions flow effortlessly from your state of abundance consciousness. Think of it this way. Does a tree need to strain to produce fruit? Does the sun need to exert effort to shine? No, these are natural expressions of their essential nature. In the same way, when you fully embody the consciousness of yourself, financial abundance becomes unsolved. This is not to say that you will never take action or make efforts towards your financial goals. But when these actions spring from a state of abundance consciousness, they feel joyful and inspired rather than burdensome or driven by fear of lack. As you continue to act as if you are wealthy through the law of assumption, you may notice changes not only in your financial situation, but in your entire perception of the world. You may find that opportunities for financial growth seem to present themselves more frequently. You may notice that people respond to you differently, perhaps with respect or a desire to collaborate on profit or borrow. These changes are not coincidences, my beloved. They are the natural result of your shifted state of consciousness. As you assume the state of being wealthy, the entire universe must rearrange itself to match this assumption. This is the power you wield as a creative being made in the image of God. Let us delve into another crucial aspect of acting as if you are wealthy, the power of your emotional state. So emotions are the fuel that powers your assumptions and manifestations. To embody lasting wealth, you must cultivate the emotional state associated with being a wealthy individual. What does it feel like to be wealthy? Perhaps you feel a sense of security, of freedom, of expansiveness. Maybe you experience a deep sense of gratitude, knowing that you have more than enough to meet your needs and desires. Whatever these feelings are for you, begin to cultivate them deliberately. Throughout your day, take moments to check in with your emotional state. If you find yourself feeling anxious about money, worried about bills, or envious of others' wealth, pause and consciously shift into the emotional state of your wealthy self. Feel the abundance, the security, the joy that this version of you embodies. Remember, your emotional state is not dependent on your external circumstances. It is a choice you make moment by moment. By consistently choosing the emotional state of your wealthy self, you are reinforcing this state of being and making it your new normal. As you master the art of assuming the emotional state of your wealthy self, you will find that abundant thoughts and actions flow naturally from this state. You won't need to force yourself to make wise financial decisions or resist impulses of lack. The right choices will feel natural and effortless because they align with your assumed state of being. Now, my dear friends, I want to address a common concern that arises on the journey of embodying wealth. Many of you may worry about maintaining this state of wealth consciousness in the face of financial setbacks or unexpected expenses. But I tell you this, true wealth consciousness is not about the absence of financial challenges, but about your response to them. If you find yourself slipping into old patterns of lack-based thinking when faced with a financial hurdle, do not despair. Do not judge or criticize yourself. Simply observe without emotion and then gently return to the state of consciousness of your wealthy self. Remember, every moment is a new opportunity to choose again, to reassume the state of being you desire. In fact, these moments of apparent financial stress are not setbacks at all, but opportunities for growth and deepening of your wealth consciousness. They allow you to practice returning to your desired state, strengthening your ability to maintain this state in the face of challenges. As you continue on this journey of acting as if you are wealthy, you may find that your entire concept of money begins to shift. The wealthy individual understands that money is not a limited resource to be hoarded, but a flow of energy that responds to consciousness. When you are fully aligned with your wealthy self, you may notice that money comes to you in unexpected ways. Opportunities for income may arise from surprising sources. This is not because the nature of money itself has changed, but because your relationship with money has transformed through your shifted state of consciousness. Moreover, the truly wealthy individual understands that wealth is not just about accumulation, but about circulation. As you embody wealth consciousness, you may find yourself inspired to give generously, to invest in others, to use your resources in ways that create value and abundance for all. This circulation of wealth not only blesses others, but also reinforces your own state of abundance. Now, as we near the conclusion of our exploration of acting as if you are wealthy, I want to remind you of a fundamental truth. The outer world is yourself pushed out. As you embody wealth within, you will find that your external circumstances naturally align to support your wealthy nature. You may notice that your environment begins to reflect your inner abundance. Opportunities for financial growth may seem to multiply. People may be drawn to your newfound sense of prosperity and seek to engage with you in mutually beneficial ways. These changes are not coincidences, my beloved. They are the natural outpicturing of your inner state. As within, so without. As you continue to assume the state of being wealthy, watch in wonder as your outer world transforms to match the inner reality. Remember, my dear friends, that this journey of acting as if you are wealthy is not about becoming something you are not. It is about awakening to the abundant being. You have always been beneath the surface of limiting beliefs and financial circumstances. You are not creating wealth, but uncovering and expressing the wealth that is inherent in your divine nature. As we conclude our time together, I urge you to go forth and apply these principles in your daily life. Assume the state of being your wealthiest self. Feel it, live it, breathe it. Let every thought, word, and action spring from this state of being. Know that as you do this, you are not only transforming your own life, but contributing to the elevation of all humanity. For as you express your wealthy nature, you inspire others to do the same. You become a living testament to the power of assumption and the law of consciousness. My beloved friends, you have within you all that you need to embody true wealth. You are the operant power, the God in man. Go forth and express it in your life. Live from the end, embodying the wealthy being you desire to be. And remember, no matter what appearances may suggest, hold fast to your assumption. For your assumption, if persisted in, will harden into fact. The wealthy life you imagine is not a distant possibility, but a present reality waiting to be claimed. In closing, I want to emphasize that acting as if you are wealthy is not about arrogance or superiority. True wealth brings with it a deep sense of humility and gratitude. As you embody your wealthy self, cultivate a spirit of thankfulness for all that you have and all that is coming to you. Begin each day with a heart full of gratitude. Give thanks for the abundance that surrounds you, even if it's not yet visible to your physical eyes. Thank the universe for the wealth that is flowing to you, for the opportunities that are unfolding, for the prosperity that is your natural state. This attitude of gratitude is not merely a nice sentiment. It is a powerful force that aligns you even more fully with the state of wealth you are assuming. For in giving thanks for what you have, you open yourself to receive even more. As you move through your day, look for evidence of wealth and abundance all around you. Appreciate the beauty of nature, the kindness of strangers, the opportunities for growth and learning that surround you. These two are forms of wealth, often overlooked but infinitely valuable. Remember, my dear ones, that wealth is not just about money. It encompasses richness in all areas of life, in relationships, in health, in experiences, in personal growth. As you act as if you are wealthy, allow this sense of abundance to permeate every aspect of your being. You see yourself as a conduit for wealth and abundance, not just for yourself, but for all those around you. Visualize wealth flowing through you, blessing your life and the lives of others. For true wealth is not diminished by sharing, rather it multiplies. As you interact with others, do so from your state of wealth consciousness. Treat everyone with kindness and respect, regardless of their apparent financial status. For in the realm of true wealth, all are equal, all are deserving of abundance. If you encounter those who seem to be struggling financially, do not pity them or see them as less fortunate. Instead, see the divine abundance within them waiting to be awakened. Your recognition of their inherent wealth can be a powerful catalyst for their own transformation. In your business dealings and financial transactions, operate from a place of integrity and abundance. Know that there is more than enough for everyone. Avoid the temptation to engage in scarcity-based thinking or unfair practices. True wealth consciousness knows that prosperity comes from creating value, not from taking advantage of others. As you make financial decisions, do so from the perspective of your wealthy self. Ask yourself, what would my wealthy self do in this situation? This doesn't mean being reckless or extravagant, but rather making choices aligned with your highest good and your state of abundance. If you find yourself hesitating to invest in yourself or your dreams, remember that your wealthy self knows the value of strategic investment. Whether it's education, experiences, or opportunities for growth, your wealthy self understands that these are not expenses, but investments in your continued prosperity. As you go about your daily life, pay attention to the quality of your thoughts and feelings about money and wealth. If you notice negative or limiting beliefs arising, gently but firmly replace them with thoughts aligned with your wealthy self. Remember, your thoughts are the seeds of your future reality. Practice speaking about money and wealth in positive, abundant terms. Instead of saying, I can't afford that, say, that's not a priority for me right now. Instead of complaining about bills, express gratitude for the services and goods you received. Your words have power. Use them to reinforce your state of wealth. In your interactions with money, treat it with respect but not reverence. Your wealthy self knows that money is a tool, a means to an end, not an end in itself. Handle your money with care, but don't be overly attached to it. Trust in the flow of abundance. As you embody your wealthy self, you may find yourself drawn to learn more about financial management, investing, and wealth creation. Embrace this desire for knowledge. Your wealthy self understands the value of financial literacy and continual learning. Remember, acting as if you are wealthy doesn't mean pretending to have material possessions you don't yet have. It's about embodying the state of consciousness of a wealthy individual. This state is characterized by confidence, peace, generosity, and a knowing that all your needs are abundantly met. As you persist in this practice, you may start to notice synchronicities and coincidences. That's the ultimates. Your new state of being. Perhaps unexpected opportunities arise, or you meet just the right person at just the right time. Welcome these occurrences as confirmation of your engagement with wealth consciousness. If you find yourself in environments or situations that seem to contradict your assumed state of wealth, do not let them shake your conviction. Instead, see them as opportunities to strengthen your assumption. Your wealthy self can move through any circumstance with grace and confidence, knowing that true wealth comes from within. In moments of doubt or fear about your financial future, return to the present moment. Your wealthy self knows that abundance is always available now. By fully occupying and appreciating the present, you open yourself to the infinite possibilities for wealth that exist in each moment. As you continue to act as if you are wealthy, you may find that your desires and goals evolve. What once seemed like the pinnacle of wealth may now feel easily attainable. Allow your vision of wealth to expand. Your wealthy self knows that there are no limits to abundance. Remember, my dear friends, that this practice of acting as if you are wealthy is not about reaching a final destination. It's about embodying a state of being, a way of moving through the world. There is always room for growth, always new levels of abundance to explore. As you embody your wealthy self, you become a beacon of abundance for others. Without saying a word, your energy and presence inspire those around you to consider new possibilities for themselves. In this way, your personal transformation becomes a gift to the world. Finally, my beloved, know that in assuming the state of wealth, you are aligning yourself with your true nature. For you are, in essence, a being of infinite abundance. You are an expression of the divine which knows no lack or limitation. Go forth then and live from this truth. Act as if you are wealthy, not as a pretense, but as an expression of your deepest, most authentic self. For in doing so, you not only transform your own life, but contribute to the elevation of consciousness of all humanity. Remember, the wealthy life you seek is not in some distant future. It is here now waiting for you to step into it. Through your assumption, through your unwavering faith, you bring it into manifestation. May your journey be filled with joy, abundance, and the ever-unfolding realization of your infinite worth. Until we meet again, remember, you are the author of your life story. Write it with wealth, with purpose, with love. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of acting as if you are wealthy. May your path be blessed with endless prosperity and abundance. Good night and God bless you all. The moment you truly understand who you are, the moment you recognize your divine nature, you realize that all limitations, all obstacles, all seeming barriers are nothing more than shadows cast by your own mind. They have no power except the power you give them through your belief in their reality. Tonight, I want to shatter those illusions and reveal to you the magnificent being you truly are. I want you to understand that your imagination is not some idle faculty of the mind, but the very creative power of God Himself operating through you. When I tell you to act as if nothing can stop you, I am not speaking of mere positive thinking or wishful dreaming. I am speaking of the fundamental law of creation itself, the law by which all things come into being. Every night when you lay your head upon your pillow, you enter into the creative workshop of the universe. In that state between waking and sleeping, in that drowsy, peaceful condition, your conscious mind relaxes its hold, and your imagination becomes receptive to impressions. It is in this state that you must plant the seeds of your desire, seeing yourself as already being the person you wish to become, already living the life you wish to live. But here is what most people fail to understand. You must act from the end. You must assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. If you desire success, you must feel successful now. If you desire wealth, you must feel wealthy now. If you desire love, you must feel love now. Not tomorrow, not when circumstances change, but now, in this very moment. This is not pretense, my friends. This is not playing make-believe. This is recognizing the truth of your being. You are not a physical body with a soul. You are a soul expressing through a physical body. You are not limited by the circumstances you see around you. Those circumstances are the effects of your past states of consciousness. When you change your state, when you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you set into motion forces that must, by law, bring about the corresponding changes in your world. Let me tell you of the farmer who plants his seed. Does he dig it up each day to see if it is growing? Does he doubt its eventual harvest? No, he plants the seed with confidence, knowing that nature's laws will work invisibly beneath the surface to bring forth the desired crop. He acts as if the harvest is certain, because he understands the law. In the same way, when you plant the seed of your desire in your imagination, when you feel it real and live from that assumption, you can act with the same confidence. knowing that the invisible forces of creation are working to bring your harvest into manifestation. But you must persist in your assumption. You must remain faithful to your vision even when the world seems to contradict it. This is where most people fail. They plant the seed of their desire, but when they do not see immediate results, they begin to doubt. They look at their current circumstances and say, it's not working. They forget that there is always an interval of time between the planting and the harvest, between the assumption and the manifestation. During this interval, you must live as if your desire is already fulfilled. You must think from it, not merely think of it. When you think of your desire, you are still in the state of wanting it. But when you think from your desire, when you assume it is already yours, you are in the state of having it. This shift in consciousness, this movement from thinking of to thinking from, is the key to manifestation. I tell you tonight that nothing can stop you because there is nothing outside of you that has power over you. Every person, every circumstance, every situation in your world is there by your own appointment. You have called them forth through your states of consciousness. If you do not like what you see, you do not fight it or struggle against it. You simply change your state, assume a new feeling, live from a different assumption, and the world must conform to your new state of being. This is why the ancients spoke of God as I am. For I am is the name of God, and whatever you attach to I am, you become. If you say I am poor, you are poor. If you say I am sick, you are sick. If you say I am unloved, you are unloved. But if you say I am prosperous, if you feel it real and live from that assumption, prosperity must come into your experience. If you say I am healthy and assume the feeling of perfect health, health must manifest in your body. If you say I am loved and feel the warmth of being cherished, love must find its way into your life. The secret lies not in the saying, but in the feeling. Words without feeling are empty. But when you combine the word with the feeling, when you say I am and feel of what you are claiming, you invoke the creative power of the universe itself. You are not asking God for these things, you are claiming them as God, for you and the Father are one. This is perhaps the most difficult concept for the human mind to accept. We have been taught to see ourselves as separate from the divine, as supplicants begging for favors from a distant deity. But the truth is far more magnificent. You are not separate from God. You are God expressing as you. The same creative power that formed the worlds is the power that beats your heart, breathes your breath, and dreams your dreams. When you truly grasp this truth, when you really understand that you are the operant power, that you are the one imagining your world into existence, then you can act as if nothing can stop you, because you know that nothing can stop you. You are not at the mercy of circumstances. Circumstances are at the mercy of your imagination. But imagination must be disciplined. It must be directed. Most people let their imagination run while dwelling on their fears, their limitations, their past failures. They imagine the worst and then wonder why their lives are filled with difficulty and disappointment. They do not realize that they are the authors of their own experience, the script writers of their own drama. To act as if nothing can stop you, you must take control of your imagination. You must become selective about the thoughts you think, the feelings you feel, the mental images you entertain. Every thought is a seed. Every feeling is a creative force. Every mental image is a blueprint for manifestation. When you understand this, you become careful about what you allow into the garden of your mind. This is not about suppressing negative thoughts or pretending that challenges do not exist. This is about recognizing that your response to any situation is what gives it power in your life. Two people can face the same challenge and one will be destroyed by it, while the other will be strengthened. The difference is not in the challenge itself, but in the assumption each person holds about themselves and their ability to overcome. When you act as if nothing can stop you, you are not denying the existence of obstacles. You are declaring that no obstacle is greater than the creative power within you. You are affirming that every challenge is an opportunity to demonstrate your divine nature. Every setback is a set for a comeback. Every closed door is redirection toward a better path. The Bible tells us to walk by faith and not by sight. This means that you must learn to trust your inner vision more than your outer circumstances. Your outer world is always the reflection of your inner world. If you want to change what you see, you must first change what you feel. If you want different circumstances, you must first assume a different state of consciousness. This is why I emphasize the importance of living in the end. You must see yourself as already having achieved your goal, as already being the person you want to become. You must feel the satisfaction of accomplishment, the joy of fulfillment, the peace of having arrived. When you live in this feeling, when you make it your dwelling place, the external world has no choice but to conform to this inner reality. But you must be persistent. You must be consistent. You must maintain your assumption even when the evidence seems to contradict it. This is faith in its truest form. Faith is not hoping that something might happen. Faith is knowing that it must happen because you have already felt it real in your imagination. Let me share with you the story of a man who came to me years ago broken and defeated. He had lost his business, his home, his family's respect. He felt as though everything that could go wrong had gone wrong. But I taught him this principle I am sharing with you tonight. I taught him to act as if nothing could stop him from reclaiming his success and prosperity. Every night he would lie in bed and imagine himself in his new office, in his new home, surrounded by the respect and admiration of his family. He would feel the texture of success, taste the sweetness of accomplishment, breathe the air of prosperity. During the day when circumstances seemed to mock his vision, he would return to his inner dwelling place, to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Month after month he persisted. While others saw only his failures, he saw his future success. While others spoke of his limitations, he dwelt in the feeling of his unlimited potential. And gradually, imperceptibly at first, then with increasing momentum, his outer world began to conform to his inner assumption. Opportunities appeared where none had existed before. Resources manifested from unexpected sources. Within 2 years, he had not only regained everything he had lost, but had surpassed his previous level of success. This man understood what I am trying to convey to you tonight. He acted as if nothing could stop him, because he realized that nothing could stop him. He did not wait for evidence before believing. He believed first, and the evidence followed. This is the natural order of creation. First comes the assumption, the feeling, the inner knowing. Then comes the manifestation, the evidence, the outer confirmation. Most people have this backwards. They wait for the evidence before they will believe, but evidence is always the effect, never the cause. Belief is the cause, evidence is merely the shadow cast by belief. When you understand this principle, you realize that you are never a victim of circumstances. You are always the creator of your experience. Even in the most challenging situations, you maintain your power to choose your response, to assume a different state, to plant new seeds in the garden of your imagination. This does not mean that life will be without challenges. Challenges are part of the human experience, part of the process by which we grow and expand. But when you act as if nothing can stop you, challenges become opportunities rather than obstacles. They become the resistance training that strengthens your faith muscles, the contrast that clarifies your desires, the stepping stones that lead to higher levels of manifestation. The key is to never accept any undesirable condition as permanent. No matter how entrenched the situation may seem, no matter how long it has persisted, it can be changed through a change in consciousness. The same imagination that created the undesirable condition can create a desirable one. The same faith that brought the problem can bring the solution. But you must act from your desired state, not toward it. This distinction is crucial. When you act toward your desired state, you are affirming that you do not yet have it. You are living in the consciousness of lack, of wanting, of needing. But when you act from your desired state, you are affirming that you already have it. You are living in the consciousness of fulfillment, of gratitude, of completion. This shift in consciousness is not always easy. It requires discipline, practice, and a willingness to trust your inner vision above your outer circumstances. It requires you to be unmoved by the opinions of others, unchanged by the evidence of your senses, unshaken by the temporary delays in manifestation. But I tell you that this is the only way to live truly free, truly empowered, truly unlimited. When you learn to act as if nothing can stop you, you discover that nothing can stop you. When you learn to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you discover that your wishes must be fulfilled. When you learn to live from the end, you discover that the end is always the beginning of something even greater. Your imagination is not subject to the laws of the physical world. In imagination, you can be anywhere, do anything, have everything. Time and space do not limit you. Past and future merge into an eternal now. What seems impossible becomes inevitable. What appears difficult becomes effortless. What looks distant becomes immediate. This is why the mystics throughout history have spoken of the power of inner vision. They understood that the real work of creation happens in consciousness, not in the external world. They knew that by changing their inner state, they could change their outer circumstances. They realized that the kingdom of heaven is within, and that from this inner kingdom, all outer kingdoms are ruled. Tonight, I invite you to claim your rightful place as the ruler of your own kingdom. I invite you to recognize your divine authority, your creative power, your unlimited potential. I invite you to stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances and start seeing yourself as the creator of circumstances. This transformation begins with a simple shift in assumption. Instead of saying, I hope things will get better, you say things are getting better. Instead of saying, I wish I could achieve my goals, you say, I am achieving my goals. Instead of saying, maybe someday I will be successful, you say, I am successful now. But remember, the words alone are not enough. You must feel the truth of what you are saying. You must live in the consciousness of what you are claiming. You must make these assumptions your dwelling place, your natural state of being. When doubts arise, and they will, do not fight them. Simply return to your assumption. Where evidence seems to contradict your vision, do not be discouraged. Remember that manifestation takes time, and that the invisible forces of creation are always working on your behalf. When others question your faith, do not be swayed. Your inner knowing is more reliable than their outer observations. The path of assumption requires great faith, but it also yields great rewards. Those who persist in this practice discover that they can indeed accomplish anything they set their mind to. They find that obstacles dissolve before their unwavering faith, that resources appear to support their endeavors, that the right people come into their lives at the right time. This is not magic, though it may seem magical to those who do not understand the law. This is science, the science of consciousness, the physics of faith, the mathematics of manifestation. Just as there are laws governing the physical world, there are laws governing the mental and spiritual worlds. When you align yourself with these laws, when you work in harmony with them rather than against them, you discover that you are indeed unstoppable. Every great achievement in human history began as someone's assumption. Every invention, every discovery, every work of art, every social movement, every breakthrough in human understanding first existed in someone's imagination. The person who conceived it lived in the feeling of its fulfillment before it became a physical reality. The Wright brothers felt themselves flying before they ever left the ground. Edison felt the electric light illuminating the darkness before he invented the light bulb. Gandhi felt India's freedom before independence was won. Each of these individuals acted as if nothing could stop them from realizing their vision, and their persistence in this assumption ultimately brought their visions into manifestation. You have the same power they had. You have the same creative ability, the same divine nature, the same unlimited potential. The only difference between you and those who have achieved great things is their willingness to live in the assumption of success, while the evidence still contradicted it. This is your invitation to join the ranks of those who have dared to dream impossible dreams and then lived as if dreams were already real. This is your call to step into the fullness of your divine nature, to claim your inheritance as a child of the Most High, to act with the authority that is rightfully yours. As we near the end of our time together tonight, I want to leave you with this final truth. You are not here by accident. You are not a random collection of atoms wandering aimlessly through space. You are a unique expression of the divine creative principle, endowed with the power to imagine and the ability to make your imaginations real. The challenges you face are not punishments. They are opportunities to demonstrate your divine nature. The desires you feel are not selfish wants. They are the divine seeking to express itself through you. The dreams you dream are not idle fantasies. They are previews of your future reality. When you leave here tonight, I want you to go forth with a new understanding of who you are and what you are capable of. I want you to act as if nothing can stop you, because nothing can stop you when you are aligned with the creative power of the universe. Plant the seeds of your desires in the fertile soil of your imagination. Water them with feeling, nurture them with faith, protect them with persistence. Ignore the voices that say it cannot be done. Dismiss the evidence that seems to contradict your vision. Persevere through the period of germination when nothing seems to be happening. Your harvest is assured. Your success is inevitable. Your dreams are already yours in the realm of imagination, and from that realm they must and will find their way into your physical experience. Act as if this is true, for it is true. Live as if nothing can stop you, for nothing can stop you. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, for in feeling it fulfilled, you make it so. The time for limitation is over. The time for excuses has passed. The time for playing small has ended. This is your time to rise, to claim your power, to step into the magnificence of your true being. This is your time to act as if nothing can stop you, for indeed nothing can.